y'all, welcome to my channel. My mic died, so this sound is not going to be my best, but today I'm going to be talking about what was successful with my winter sowing method and what was not. So I have a pretty wide variety here, and I'll kind of take it case by case and show you what worked and what didn't. I will say I was completely hands-off in this process. I barely watered, and then also it was just literally the elements did the work. So the rain, the snow, and then please check out my winter sowing method video if you are in the dead of winter now and looking for that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and dive in. So what was successful was Yarrow, Dara, Nigella, Feverfew. I believe this is Lupine. I had some Snapdragons that were successful, some stock, Viola, Echinacea, and Salvia. So that's what was successful. What was a failure for me, particularly this season, was Lavender, Phlox, Campanula, Queen Anne's Lace, and Gomphrena. I am cutting the winter sow season short. I am a couple weeks ahead of my last frost date just because I am traveling soon, so I'm not able to wait an extra couple weeks or few weeks. So, you know, maybe the Queen Anne's Lace, the Gomphrena, and Campanula and things like that would have taken off. But so far there's not really any to very, very little germination in those. But I'll go ahead and give you a little tour so far. So this is the Dara, not the best, but there is some growth in there. So we'll go ahead and transplant that. We also have our Yarrow. This was resoundingly successful. There's quite a bit of growth in there. I'll divide this probably into 4 chunks and then plant that out in the rock bed. We have this one is Rudbeckia, and that one, we do have some germination in there. Not as good as the Yarrow and other items, but pretty good. And then we have Nigella. Again, just a couple or a few babies in there, but I'll take it. This is Nigella green pod. And then Lupine was super successful. Pretty good amount in there, so I'll divide those up and plant those within the rock bed. And then we have, let's see, we have stock. This really did well, so we'll go ahead and get that planted up. And then we have Feverfew, which just has a couple tiny babies in the corner. Again, maybe if this had a couple more weeks it would do well, but I'll take it. And then we have some Snapdragon here. We got a few there that came through, so we'll go ahead and get those transplanted. And then Salvia was pretty successful. You can see in there a good mix that came up for germination. And then let's take a look. This is Viola. A lot of these are cold hardy, you know, perennials in my specific area. I think those of course did the best. They're just exposed to the natural elements and then grew. And then Echinacea, very little germination in that corner, but not too bad. So yeah, that's a quick recap on what was successful, what worked for me this year, what I'll be doing again next year. I'll certainly be, you know, doing all these seeds over again next winter, but really excited to get these transplanted out into the garden. Sadly, some of the Gomphrena, Phlox, things like that didn't pan out. We'll kind of just toss that soil into the woods and see if anything grows. But yeah, thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe. I have a lot more cut flower videos coming up, and then as the garden comes into bloom, happy to give tours and show, you know, what transplanted well, what is successful so far, and also just make beautiful arrangements with you as well.